Hola, buenos dias. Good morning. My name is Adeline Marchini. My pronouns are she, her, and I serve gratefully as past president of our Board of Trustees. Thank you. Mi nombre es Adelina Marchini. Mis pronombres son ella, y sirvo con gratitud como ex-presidente de su junta directiva. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno, California. Welcome to everyone on our online church campus. Please share this live stream with your friends and followers. Welcome to everyone here on our Alluvial Avenue church campus. And welcome to everyone joining us later through Facebook or YouTube. We are glad you are joining us at a time that works well for you. We are one congregation in many places. Somos una congregación en muchos lugares. Our Alluvial Avenue campus sits on the traditional homeland of the Yokuts people. They are the past, present, and future stewards of this land that is sacred to them. As a Unitarian Universalist congregation, we believe diversity, equity, and inclusion make us stronger. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are spiritual practices on our shared journey toward a more equitable and just society. I assure you that here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno, you are welcome no matter your race or culture of origin. We celebrate you no matter your primary or secondary language. Te celebramos sin importar tu idioma primario o secundario. You are welcome here no matter your religious background or spiritual beliefs. You are welcome no matter your age. Our welcome embraces all those with or without documentation. Nuestra bienvenida abraza a todos aquellos con papeles y sin papeles. Those of us who are part of the LGBTQIA+ community are welcome here. We welcome gender diversity. We celebrate those of us who are transgender, non-binary, or intersex. We hope this is a place where you feel safe and cherished. You are welcome no matter your disabilities, level of formal education, or neurodiversity. You are welcome here no matter the amount of money you might possess. All are welcome here. Todos son bienvenidos aquí. If you are on our online campus and want your joy, sorrow, concern, or gratitude included in today's service, just text it to us at 559-239-6543. Be sure to text your name as well so we know who you are. You can also type it into the chat box. Now let's take a moment to say buenos dias and greet one another.
Buenos dias. Oh, we can do better than that. Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
Mi nombre es Timoteo. My name is Tim. My pronouns are he, him, and I serve gratefully as minister of this proudly progressive church community. Woo! Let's allow this gentle sound of the tingsha to take us to that quiet place within as we open to the mysteries that are within us, among us, and beyond us.
This morning. Woo, now I'm awake. Okay. Good morning. My name is Lori Tidyman Jones, she, her, and I serve as your worship associate today for the worship arts team. Buenos días. Me llamo Lori Tidyman Jones, ella, y hoy sirvo como su I always have to asociada de adoración para el equipo de artes de adoración. For those of you online, we're going to be lighting the chalice soon, so if you want to pull a candle or chalice together right now, this is the time to do it. It's my honor this morning to introduce to you Denise Chandra, founder of the Norelma Walker Youth Library, and she's going to introduce a very special guest we're so fortunate to have today. So Denise.
On behalf of the Norelma Walker Youth Library, it is my privilege to introduce my friend Margarita Engel. She is a poet who has won numerous national and international awards. She was Poetry Foundation's Young People's Poet Laureate from June of 2017 to June of 2019. Many of her books have themes of social justice, All of her books are on display right now in the Naroma Walker Youth Library. Please welcome Margarita Engel in celebration of National Poetry Month.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's just wonderful that you want to honor poetry during National Poetry Month. We're almost at the end of the month, but read poetry all year. Poetry is music. Poetry makes me happy. That's why I write in verse instead of prose. People ask me all the time, they walk up to me and say, "Why didn't you write your book the regular way?" And the musical language of poetry allows me to express emotions and keep them in a safe place, and it does the same for children who read and write poetry. It gives them a safe place for their emotions. And I'm going to just start with one poem from my memoir. The memoir is titled Enchanted Air, Two Cultures, Two Wings. When you write a memoir, you're writing by heart. When we speak of reciting poems by heart, we mean from memory. And that's because memories live in the heart, in the emotions, in a past that remains swirled together with the present and future. Memories are the one place where time is defeated by love. And I'd just like to start with a poem from the middle of the book in honor of libraries and librarians. Thank you for founding the Youth Library. This poem is called The Geography of Libraries. Spoken stories are no longer enough to fill my hunger. I crave a constant supply of written ones too. Each week I check out as many library books as I can carry, so many that I feel like a juggler balancing stacks of entrancing pages in midair. When I've finished reading every book in the children's section, I begin sneaking into the library's grown-up zone, where travel books help me dream of islands. Thank you.
I invite you to light your chalice or candle at home as we kindle the flame here on our Alluvial Avenue campus in honor of National Poetry Month. And now I invite us to rise, embody our spirit. We're going to sing Turn the World Around. And kids and adults who want to, every time you sing or hear the words, Turn the World Around, you're welcome to just do a spin around or a variation of that. So let's join our voices and sing. From the fire,
living in the fire, go back to the fire, turn the world around. We come from the water, living in the water, go back to the water, turn the world around. We come from the mountain, living on the mountain, go back to the mountain, turn the world around. Woo, so is life, so is life. Woo, so is life, so is life. Do you
I invite us to remain standing as we say together the words of our mission. La misión de la Iglesia Unitaria Universalista de Fresno es amar inclusivamente, crecer espiritualmente, servir con gratitud y trabajar por la justicia. The mission of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno is to love inclusively, grow spiritually, serve gratefully, and work for justice. Please be seated. And please give a warm welcome again to Margarita Engel, award-winning author.
Thank you so much. I am Cuban American. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, my father's hometown, but I'm old enough so that I was free to visit my mother's country and my extended family before all the travel restrictions during my childhood. And then the loss of travel rights affected me deeply. There is an introduction in the book that tells how my parents met and how they didn't speak the same language when they met. But I'm going to start with the first poem, Flight. The first time my parents take me soaring through magical sky to meet my mother's family in Cuba, I am so little that I can hardly speak to my island relatives. My abuelita, my old grandma who still loves to dance, and her ancient mama, my great-grandma who still loves to garden, working just as hard as any strong young man. Already this island is beginning to seem like a fairy tale kingdom where ordinary people do impossible things. Voice. Everywhere we go in Cuba, I hear caged songbirds and wild parrots. Somehow, the feathery voices help me make my decision to sing instead of speak. And even though I sing in a voice more frog-like than winged, I do dare to sing, and that is what matters on this island of bravely dancing, hard-working old folks. More love at first sight. I fall in love with the farm where my abuelita and her ancient mother were born. My dazzled eyes absorb the lush beauty of a land so wild and green that the rippling river on my great-uncle's farm shimmers like a hummingbird, all the dangerous crocodiles and gentle manatees deeply hidden beneath quiet waters. Surely there must be mermaids here and talking animals, the pale humpbacked zebu cows and graceful horses that roam peaceful hillsides, moving as mysteriously as floating clouds in the stormy tropical sky. Learning many meanings. The memories that I carry away from those first visits to the island are restful. Cool ceramic floor tiles on a hot day, and an open-air kitchen with roll-up walls that are only needed during hurricanes. When the weather is fine, moths and birds fly in and out of the house, drifting freely toward fruit trees in the patio, passing the old women in rocking chairs who fan their faces, welcoming the sea breeze. Old women love fresh air, but they are also afraid of iris, a word that can be a whoosh of refreshing sky breath, or it can mean dangerous spirits. No place on the map. After those first soaring summers, each time we fly back to our everyday lives in California, one of my two selves is left behind, the girl I would be if we lived on Mommy's Island instead of Dad's continent. On maps, Cuba is crocodile-shaped, but when I look at a flat paper outline, I cannot see the beautiful farm on that crocodile's belly. I can't find the palm trees or bright coral beaches where flying fish leap, gleaming like rainbows. Sometimes I feel like a rolling wave of the sea, a wave that can only belong in between the two solid shores. Sometimes I feel like a bridge or a storm. And I've dedicated my writing life to trying to write bridges, even though I still feel like a storm sometimes. If my writing has a legacy, I hope that it will be a one that honors peacemakers. Thank you.
So our kids are lucky because they get to hang out and spend more time with Margarita at the Norelma Walker Youth Library, which I might add, you can borrow books from any Sunday. It's a carefully curated Unitarian Universalist library. And so young folks, if you want to head with Eva out through the doors, Margarita is going to join you, and have fun. More words and poetry.
We hold you in our love as you go, as you go. May your heart be at peace as you go, to nurture the spark of your precious life. We hold you in our love as you go.
As we've been saying all month, beloved Vietnamese Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breathing is my anchor." And with that thought in mind, I invite us to together take in a breath, imagining we're breathing in peace, breathing out love. Again, breathing in peace, breathing out love. Breathing in peace, breathing out love. As we continue breathing together in the gentleness, in the sacredness of this space that we create and share together, I invite you to imagine your breath could carry you back over the last week, the last 7 days, a gift of your life. And in the past week, was there a moment that nurtured your spirit? And knowing the unknown of the new week awaits us, what word or intention would you like to carry into your new week? As we often say, we create space in our service and in our Sunday to just be together, but also to be perhaps more fully present with all that's in our heart, all that's in our mind, our joys, our sorrows, our concerns, our gratitude. A few of us either stopped at the small table at the entranceway to the Alluvial Ave campus sanctuary. Others of us texted from our online campus. This is a little of what is alive for us. Gib is feeling joy. Congratulations to Cheyenne for her book award and for overcoming adversity. Claire T. is feeling gratitude, joy, and sorrow. I went to my grandmother's celebration of life yesterday. It was nice to visit with family, and I hope you were comforted with memories and much love. And Kathy Longpence says, my concern for today and the coming months, my heart goes out to the family of Caleb Quick, who is the teen that was shot and killed on Wednesday. Caleb was one of my grandson's good friends, and Cash was with him when he was shot. I pray for healing of all those involved in this senseless violence. And Kathy, we hold your grandson as well in our hearts, in our prayers. We remember, too, our beloveds, those unable to be with us because of health. We think of Diana I, Judy P., Armin B., Glenda R., Pat M., and Robin C. We also celebrate the life of David Firth, whose life was celebrated in this sanctuary yesterday. David was a longtime member as well as staff member of the congregation, 38 years, serving as our sexton, a dear friend of many, and he is missed. And I'm happy to say that we have a birthday to celebrate on our online campus. Linda Mack celebrated this week her 95th birthday. And so Linda, who I know is participating from home today, let's all just sing happy birthday to Linda. Let's sing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Linda. Happy birthday to you. Linda has been a member of the church for 67 years. Looking beyond our church community, as we always do, we celebrate the life of Pope Francis, and we applaud his really groundbreaking time as Pope. He especially spoke out for migrants and immigrants. He was a voice for the poor and the disenfranchised. He called us to awareness of climate change and our need to protect the earth, and that truly is a spiritual act when we do that. And he also brought humanity into the discussion about the LGBTQ community and its relationship with the Catholic Church and beyond. So we honor Pope Francis. Thursday was Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day, and we know that impacts so many people in Fresno and beyond. We also celebrate National Arab American Heritage Month as it draws to a close. And we remind one another that we are called to embody compassion and resistance as we witness our government's ongoing assault on freedom, democracy, and decency. And so for all we've shared, a lot shared this morning, and for everything we're holding in our heart, we light our candle of community. It's an invincible flame. Our call to meditation is voice still and small, pequeña voz. Tai Tai and Umberto will lead us.
Voice still and small, deep inside all, I hear you call, singing. In storm and rain, sorrow and pain,
Our words of prayer or reflection are by the Reverend Gretchen Haley, adapted slightly. Nuestras palabras de oración o reflexión vienen de Reverend Gretchen Haley, adaptadas. Let us pray. Recemos. Come, all who long to know how to love this world, how to keep eyes open, hands unclenched, arms wide, breathing deeply in and out. This is a time to practice because there is still so much good and beauty and joy, but it can be hard to keep telling this tale with all the news and the wind and the rain and the trembling earth. Who wants to love this life anyway? Come, all who teeter on this edge of cynicism, broken-hearted and still trying to remember laughter and kindness and the chance to be alive in these days when so much is at stake. In this place, we remind each other why we persist, giving each other courage to take this path that is not always easy, to keep practicing this love that cannot, will not let us go, and still calls us on. Que así sea, bendito sea. Amen. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
Umberto. That was like I just got a massage. It wasn't it? I'm going to read a poem to you this morning that's called Kindness, which is our theme today. And it was written by Naomi Shihab Nye, and her father was a Palestinian refugee. Her mother was an American of German and Swiss descent. And Nye had spent her adolescence in both Jerusalem and San Antonio, Texas. That's a combination. Before you know what kindness really is, you must lose things. Feel the future dissolve in a moment like salt in a weakened broth. What you held in your hand, what you counted and carefully saved, all this must go as you know how desolate the landscape can be between the regions of kindnesses. How you ride and ride, thinking the bus will never stop. The passengers eating maize and chicken will stare out the window forever. Before you learn the tender gravity of kindness, you must travel where the Indian in a white poncho lies dead by the sides of the road. You must see how this could be you. How he too was someone who journeyed through the night with plans and the simple breath that kept him alive. Before you know kindness at the deepest thing inside, you must know sorrow as the other deepest thing. You must wake up with sorrow. You must speak to it till your voice catches the thread of all sorrows and you see the size of the cloth. Then it is only kindness that makes sense anymore. Only kindness that ties your shoes and sends you out into the day to gaze at bread. Only kindness that raises its head from the crowd of the world to say, "It is I you have been looking for," and then goes with you everywhere, like a shadow or a friend.
The words we're about to sing are among some of the favorite that we do sing. Beautiful. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. I invite us in a moment to rise, and we'll sing this together 3 times. The first time, imagine you direct these words to yourself. The second time, towards someone you know who needs on this day the touch of love, tenderness, or hope. And then the third time, let's sing it for our beautiful and broken planet Earth and all who reside here. So please rise and body your spirit. How could anyone? Singing to yourself.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that you're
now for the planet.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
Please be seated. So just a little context for the sermon. It's a sermon I offered multiple years ago, and a beloved member of the congregation asked if I'd revisit the words, given the lack of civility that is permeating our culture. And I had dinner last night with many of our Unitarian residents who live at the terraces at San Joaquin Gardens. And part of our conversation was, how do we remain caring, loving, and civil in a world that is so combative? I have come into this world to experience this. People so true to love that they would rather die before speaking an unkind word. People so true, their lives are a promise of hope. So says Persian poet Hafiz. Pentecostal preacher friend of mine always begins his sermon on Sunday by silently praying, "May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be always acceptable in thy sight, O God, my strength and my Redeemer." These words come from the Jewish scriptures, from the book of Psalms, Psalm 19 to be exact. "May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be always acceptable in thy sight, O God, my strength and my Redeemer." Now, we don't have to agree with the theology of God as a Redeemer to acknowledge that these words hold a great truth. They remind us that the words we speak or write have power and consequence. They warn us that we must mindfully connect the words of our mouth to the wisdom of our heart. As my mom used to say, think before you speak, and you'll always then speak from love. We just sang a song with words and music by Alaskan songwriter and activist Libby Roderick. The song asks 4 questions. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How could anyone fail to notice how deeply you're connected to my soul? These are meaning-filled questions. In times of disagreement, in times of anger, in times of deep disappointment, in times of conflict and division, these 4 questions can connect the words of our mouths to the love that is always waiting in our heart, no matter how weary or broken our heart may be. How could I ever tell you that you were anything less than beautiful? How different the words of our mouth would be if we asked ourselves this question about the person to whom we are about to speak. How could I ever tell you you were less than whole? How different would the words of our mouth be if we asked ourselves this question about the person with whom we disagree? How could I fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How different would we be if before we repeated stories or rumors or trash talked someone, we asked ourselves this question about the person we would be criticizing? How could I fail to notice how deeply you're connected to my soul? How different would our world be if, before we sent that text, email, or Snapchat, or posted to Facebook, Blue Sky, or other social media, how different would our world be if we asked ourselves this question about the person with whom we're angry? How could I ever fail to notice how deeply you're connected to my soul? So let's face it, none of us is perfect. Are there any perfect people here today? Oh, yes, we have perfection achieved, Pat. So, with the exception of Pat, none of us is perfect. We sometimes forget that words can hurt, that careless words can cause real damage, some of it lasting. We all say things that are more connected to the anger in our belly than to the kindness at our core. We all do things that arise from within at the heat of the moment. It's our spiritual challenge to do less of that. Just because we're not getting our way, just because someone has ticked us off, just because it feels like no one is listening, just because we feel powerless, just because we're hurting, just because we are really, really, really angry, just because it feels like our community and our values are under attack, just because it feels like our world is breaking apart, just because it feels like the world has been broken for as long as we remember. It's not okay to say or do things in a careless or unkind way. We should try to conduct ourselves in ways that are respectful and responsible. Respectful and responsible to something greater than ourselves. In other words, to paraphrase that passage from Psalm 19, making it a little Unitarian Universalist, may the words of our mouth and the meditation of our heart be always acceptable to the great love that strengthens and sustains us. Could we just say that together? May the words of our mouth and the meditations of our heart be always acceptable to the great love that strengthens and sustains us all. Dear ones, that is not an easy task. How do we speak the truth in love? How do we speak from that great love when all we really want to do is use language that is heated, hard-hitted, and uncensored? Does anybody ever feel like using language that is a little bit like that? Okay. In moments like that, Unitarian Universalism asks us to remember the principles and values which make up the core of our faith. We are called to treat each person as if they had inherent worthiness and dignity, and to uphold compassion in our human relations. This is really hard stuff Treat each person, not the people we like, treat each person as if they had inherent worthiness and dignity. Uphold compassion in our human relations. Our faith holds us to a high standard. It doesn't say we shouldn't speak or speak out or protest with a holy rage, but it does call us to be responsible for what we say to or about others. It calls us to be responsible for what we do to others. Unitarian Universalism says that even if there is savagery in society, we must tame the savagery within us. Could we just say this? Treat each person as if they had inherent worthiness and dignity. Uphold compassion in our human relations. There's an old teaching story attributed to a Native American tradition. An elderly member of the Cherokee tribe was talking to his granddaughter. He said to her, "A fight is going on inside me. It is a terrible fight, and it is between two wolves." There they are. One wolf, says the grandfather, is vicious. She is fear, anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, resentment, lies, false pride, competition, superiority, and ego. Now, the other wolf is kind. She is joy, hope, peace, love, sharing, humility, compassion, trust, empathy, generosity, service, and forgiveness. The old man looked in his granddaughter's eyes and said, "This same fight between the two wolves is going on inside you and inside every other person too." His granddaughter thought for a moment and then asked, "Which wolf will win?" The grandfather replied, "The one you feed." I believe that the reason we come to church, the reason some of us yearn to become part of a spiritual community, the reason that we bring our kids here, the reason some of us stay once our kids are grown, the reason we embrace Unitarian Universalism is that we want to feed our spirit in positive ways. We want to remember to treat each person as if they had inherent worthiness and dignity. We want to uphold compassion in all our human relations. We want to feed the kind of wolf inside us, the kind wolf inside of us. We want to feed it with things like joy, hope, peace, love. That's why we breathe in peace, breathe out love. Sharing, humility, compassion, trust, empathy, generosity, service, and that tough word, forgiveness. Poet Gregory Orr writes, "Let's remake the world with our words, not frivolously, nor to hide from what we fear, but with purpose. Let's remake the world with our words." Some 700 years ago, the Persian Muslim mystic Jalaluddin Muhammad Rumi offered a tool for us to use to purposely remake the world with our words. Rumi wanted to help us ensure that the words of our mouth and the meditations of our heart would be always acceptable to the great love that strengthens and sustains us all. Rumi didn't know what we were going to be facing today exactly, but I think he knew sometime in the future someone could use these words. So what Rumi did is he proposed a 3-part test with which to measure the integrity of the words we speak, a test in which our words pass through 3 questions before they could be released into the world. Rumi said, before you speak, let your words pass through these 3 gates. At the first gate, ask yourself, is it true? We'll just stop there for a moment. Is it true? At the second gate, ask, is it necessary? Pause there. Is it necessary? At the third gate, ask, is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Could you say that with me, please? Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Before you speak or write, ask yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? That one's a good one. Is it necessary? Is it kind? Are the words that I am about to speak or write true? Are the words that I am about to speak or write necessary? Are the words I am about to speak or write kind? I wonder what our homes, our marriages, our friendships, our relationships, our workplaces, I wonder how they would feel like if we were this intentional about how we speak to or about others. What would our locker rooms, our school hallways and cafeterias, our boardrooms, our school boards, our city council chambers, what would they look like if we were intentional about the way we speak to or about each other? What would our political debates, our campaign rallies, our network and cable news programs, our Facebook pages, our social media feeds, and our texts and emails be like if we were this intentional about how we speak to or about each other? Or this intentional about what we write to or about each other? What if the words of our mouth and the meditations of our heart would always be acceptable to the great love that strengthens and sustains us all? My friends, we have come into this world to experience this. People so true to love, they would rather die before speaking an unkind word. People so true, their lives are a promise of hope. Que así sea, bendito sea. May it be so, blessed be. Amen.
It's here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno that I have experienced great kindnesses, so thank you. My first tremendous one was when I first came and became a part of a chalice circle with a lot of longtime members who showed great acceptance and encouragement, and then COVID hit, and this group went to Zoom, not necessarily the comfort zone, and carried me through with great kindness that we actually stayed together for 5 years. And then another great thoughtfulness and kindness to me was a caring circle. So when COVID hit, people needed connection desperately. So the leaders here came up with caring circles, and it was absolutely imperative that I be a part of that, and that lasted for 3 years, way beyond its expectation. I've experienced tremendous support and kindness that allowed me to participate in worship, like today, the Central Valley IAF and the Unitarian Universalist IAF that you're going to hear more about in a minute, and other activities. The hugs you get every Sunday morning, a great kindness that does not go unnoticed to me. So the kindnesses delivered to me over the last years have sustained me, and probably you, and making it essential to me that I return those kindnesses through service and finances. And so today, we're asking you to do the same. So in that spirit, let's join in our words of offering in English and Spanish as you are comfortable. If not us, then who? If not open hearts, then what? If not now, then when? If not here, then where? If not generously, then how? If not us, then who? Si no somos nosotros, entonces ¿quién? Si no corazones abiertos, entonces ¿qué? Si no es ahora, entonces ¿cuándo? Si no es aquí, entonces ¿dónde? Si no damos generosamente, entonces ¿cuándo? Si no somos nosotros, entonces ¿quién? Today we offer opportunity to give through placing cash or check in the basket, or donating virtually through Cash App or by scanning. I'm loving these QR codes. See the slide behind me for specifics. If this is your first or second time with us, please let the basket that will circulate pass you by. It's just an honor and gift that you're here with us. And so now let's have the baskets passed and listen to Humberto's Serenadas once again. Thank you so much for joining us today. It does a lot to me to see all these smiling, thoughtful, kindness people staring back at me. Your presence here is important. Each one of you, don't think it's not, each one of you is such a gift to the whole community in providing spirit and energy. Hopefully this service, you've received kindness, and it's inspired you to spread kindness. In all the places you walk this world, we walk many, right? You have family where kindness is needed, relationships, colleagues, fellow church members. I'll take whatever you have. And more importantly, I think most importantly, the strangers you come by every day. As we prepare to end our service and enter into our afternoon, please join me in our chalice extinguishing words. Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el fuego de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or a fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts. So, Tim, I'm feeling you've got something to say about announcements.
I have some reminders. Surprise, surprise. First, Cecily is our coordinator of community life. If you are new or newish, she is your go-to person to get some answers, to get a sense of how to connect and belong. And you are holding that your world-famous Alluvial Avenue campus tour will be today. So it'll be a few minutes, nice orientation to the whole campus, and then a chance to sit down and talk with Cecily. And Cecily will be waiting right in front of the pulpit when the service has ended for that. Outside in our courtyard, we have coffee hour. And we also have a question and answer table with a member of the Board of Trustees. So if you go to the table that just has the turquoise tablecloth on it, there'll be somebody there eager to have a conversation with you. A lot is actually going on today. At 12:15 here in the sanctuary will be our solar question and answer. After months of research, we have some thoughts about solar power and the future here on our campus. And the question is, how can we be a green sanctuary while being honest about the financial realities we are facing? That will be 12:15 today. Next week, there will be other opportunities for those question and answers. Also outside in the quad today is our Get Involved Fair, a chance to find out about some of the amazing opportunities for service, fellowship, and fun that are offered here. Let's see. Also at 12:30, the Silverliners is going to start. This is a new social circle for mid-lifers, defined 40-ish to 60-ish. It'll be here at 1:30, so you can run out, get a cup of coffee, or eat lunch, and then come on back at 1:30. Also happening, I told you there was a lot. The pre-sale tickets after the service will be on sale today for next week's Dogs for a Cause fundraiser lunch, supporting the Moms Group's effort to build a playground at our Alluvial Avenue campus. Next week, you'll be able to enjoy a hot dog or a not dog, sides, and a drink, and you can eat that here on campus, or you can take it to our all-church picnic next week. Pre-sale of those tickets are today, and no one will be turned away for any reason. So if you'd like next week to have that meal, just let them know, no charge if things are a little tight right now. And that is telling us next week is our all-church picnic at 12:30, Bob Belcher Park, which is just down Alluvial Avenue. You can walk it in probably a couple minutes. And we also have to tell you that our world-famous, there's a lot of world-famous stuff here, our world-famous UU Fresno pie contest will take place at the picnic. We ask you to bake two pies of the same kind, one which will be eaten by the judges, the other you'll be shared with everybody else there. Now we have a video invitation from our online campus, followed by an in-person invitation by Lori. So, on to the online campus.
Hola, querides. Hello, dear ones. My name is Karen Urrutia Polnitz. My pronouns are she, they, and I serve gratefully as Director of Lifelong Learning. I'm here today to ask for your help and share with you 3 opportunities for you to get involved with children's and youth religious exploration at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno. You may have noticed over the past few weeks that our numbers are growing. We want to provide the best care and exploration opportunities for all ages present with us on Sundays. That means we need extra support in our classrooms so that we can expand our offerings. Are you available to be part of our programming and support one of our classrooms on Sundays? We're not looking for you to be there every Sunday, but looking to establish a team of rotating teachers so that we can fill those classroom needs. Not available on Sundays, but interested in joining us for Chalice Camp, we would also love to have you volunteer to be with us during the week of Chalice Camp coming up in June. The second way that you can contribute is by making a financial donation or gift to help support a camper with a scholarship to attend Chalice Camp. If you want more information about that, please contact me. The last way is if you are not ready to join us officially as a program teacher or a Chalice Camp supervisor, but you would like to lead an activity or share a special project that is one of your gifts or passions, we would love to connect with you. Again, please reach out to me and let's make it happen. My name is Karen, and I look forward to welcoming you in your special way to be part of children's and youth religious exploration.
Thank you, Karen. And now, Laurie, you have the final invitation.
Last but not least, and I'm going to read it because I can go on and on. Please commit today and mark your calendars to demonstrate your UU values of loving all, serving others, and working for justice. On Tuesday, May 19th, 6 p.m., there'll be a CVIAF action, this time at Westside Church of God, addressing immigration, rural traffic safety, and affordable housing. In October, 32 of you, 10% of the whole group of 300, were present at St. Anthony Mary Claret's addressing their concerns, and we've had great victories with that. And so now we need to keep showing up and increasing our numbers. The goal is 500, and my goal for you all is 50. So Steve and I will be just outside the door ready for you to sign up, and see you there.
Thank you. We'd like to welcome folks who are here for the first, second, or third time. If you are, Anna.
We have also the book discussion, Walking Where We Live, in the foyer, supposedly, and I think the other group is meeting in the other room.
Great, thank you so much for that. If this is your first, second, or third time, we'd ask you to rise for a moment so we can welcome you. We won't leave you standing alone for long, so first, second, or third time, please rise. You're welcome, 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 welcome back, welcome back, welcome. I invite the rest of the congregation to rise with them. If you came with somebody, you're welcome to join hands for our closing words. If not, just place your hand over your heart. May we forever hope in the possibilities of life. May we forever share the adventures of ideas. May we know peace by not expecting the impossible. May we know joy through helping what is possible to come true. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen. Let's sing. Shalom and assalamu alaikum.
If anybody would like a passport for the Opportunity Fair, if you get 4 sets of initials, you'll be entered to win one of 3 gift cards.